Hey there, YouTubers. CJ Productions 1996 here, and today I have a little informative video, you could call it. This is a generalization video about cleaning firearms and how to, at least my personal preference. I guess everybody has their own way, but this is general rule of thumb for all guns. First off, you're going to want to make sure all your guns are unloaded. This is clearly unloaded, and, well, not clearly, but it is unloaded. I've safety checked all these. I don't have any ammunition in my work area for said guns. The only thing I do have is one magazine for my SIG, because that's what I'm carrying today, and that is on a different shelf 10 feet away. So, area's clear, you're all good, guns are safe as guns can be. Next, you're going to want to get some, you don't need to. My always thing is, I don't even wear these when I'm shooting, which I should also do that, but you only got one set of eyes, might as well save them. Can't really do much shooting without eyes, so grab a pair of safety glasses. It just makes you, it's kind of like gloves, you don't worry about, am I going to splash this in my eyes or whatever. And you might as well grab a pair of gloves. These are Grease Monkey gloves. I like them a lot because they have this like fish scale texture on it, and it's really grippy. That's just, I use it on cars too, but you're going to need some of that. Grab some Hops. I'm not sponsored. Please sponsor me, Hops. I'm not sponsored by Hops, but I do like their products. They're lubricating gun wipes. They're solvent. I got like 5 gallons of this stuff in these little bottles. I keep getting them for presents, and I really like gun butter. Lenny McGill over at Glock Store, he suggested this, and man, oh man, do I love it. I'm not going back to any other lube. So, I just use a rag to wipe everything off, so it's, but I'll show you that later. So, general rule of thumb, know how to disassemble said firearm. I went shooting today. I brought all of these. These are my 2 carries. I was carrying this today in my Safariland outside the waistband, ALS, thumb lock holster, whatever they call it. It's cold in New York, which is concealed carry only, so I have a big Carhartt on, and this is very concealable. So, and I just like it. It doesn't have a light on it. I usually only carry a gun with a light, but this can get uncomfortable inside the waistband if I'm moving around a lot, if I'm walking around, bending over, and doing whatnot. So I like the outside the waistband, but I also like concealed carry. I don't like open carry. That's just my personal preference. Anyway, so you're going to make sure your guns are unloaded. You got your safety equipment on. You got your lubricants and solvent. You have a mat to work on. That's also kind of important. You don't want your solvent to leak into your wood and stay there, obviously, especially if you're doing this on your kitchen counter. So I recommend just this roll thing here. That's kind of like a keyboard mat. Or I really like this Parts Keeper by Real Avid. It's called the Smart Mat. So it's got a tray here with magnetic parts holder, so you don't knock all your parts all over the place. But that's what I use for when I'm just doing my pistols, my handguns. I'll use that mat, but I was cleaning this today also. So what you're going to want to do, and I still have this kit. This thing came with the Glock in the kit, which I use for all my handguns because it's just perfect length to get through all these barrels. And it's obviously 9mm, so. Alrighty, so you want to make sure your guns are empty. You want to take them apart. Know how to take your firearm apart. Know how to take your firearm apart. This field strip. And you're going to want to look for wear marks. Well, first you're going to want to wipe it all down with solvent. So you take a little solvent, dip a little corner of, I use paper towels just because I'm cheap. Dip a little corner in that, scrub everything, anywhere you can get, and especially if you see carbon buildup on the Glocks. It happens basically on this whole lug here, right around this. Don't pour anything in there. That's not good if you get liquids in there. And also keep this channel on your Glock, the firing pin channel, keep that clear. Don't go pouring lube or solvents in there. But get your rails, get your fingernail, get inside those rails there. And this is for all the semi-automatic handguns, basically. We'll have the same rails. Get your finger nice in there, clean that out. Your barrel, all these wear marks. You know, you'll know what a wear mark is. You'll see your black, and then you'll see metal, obviously, and that's a wear mark. So usually Glocks run dry. They like to run dry. So I don't really coat them. But like my Luger, you can see all that is oil. And that's not thick oil. That's the hops. That's the wipes. So so get all your solvent, then wipe it down. So take all your solvents off with just a clear paper towel, and then that's where this rag comes in. The paper towels leave like a lint. I take this as just an old shirt that I have cut up, and you wipe it down to get all that lint off. And this doesn't leave any lint, so that's why I have that. And you'll see there's no lint in here because I wipe it down with that. The only thing that's in here is the copper lube that Glock uses that you're supposed to leave in your gun until it's gone by itself. So you want to get all your carbon off, and on the Glocks, again, it happens on these 4 rails underneath them. Get the whole thing, and you notice there's not oil. It's not shiny oil. It's just shiny metal, and there's little dabs of gun butter everywhere. Well, every contact point, like these rails, the bird neck there, or bird head, locking point, and these rails too. And then I just put some, on those wear points. You'll see on the barrel, if you see a wear point, I just put a little dot of gun butter on there. I mean, it's friction. That's basically what that means. And if you got gun butter on there, it'll reduce friction, believe it or not. So that's basically how I do my Glock. My SIG, on the other hand, is actually pretty close to the same thing. Gun butter on the rails. The barrel, I put oil. Oh yeah, and so you run your patches through your barrel. Well, I do the brush covered in, I dip the end in solvent, run it through the barrel a couple times, and then I'll take a paper towel, run that through the barrel a couple times, and then I'll take one of these wipes, rip off a strip of it, and put that through the barrel once, just to give it a oil coating, because that is metal in there. It's not, I'm pretty sure barrels aren't stainless steel. They might be though. But just coating of oil in there, just to keep it from rusting or any buildup of anything. That's what I do here. I do that on the outside of the barrel too. I just give it a quick wipe down with these wipes, and then I'll basically close the handgun up how it's supposed to be carried, and I'll take that rag and I'll wipe the gun down so that my hands touching it won't get oil everywhere, on anything. So there's no oil visible once you lock the gun up. Once you close the into battery, there's no visual of oil. And as you can see, the Glock barrel, I just put gun butter on the top and the bottom on the wear points. And the Luger, I take it apart. I wipe down everything with solvent, all the rails. There's like 4 sets of rails in here. I'll show you. I'll actually take it apart. It's smooth as butter right now because I just cleaned it and lubed it. But what I'll do, I'll take the bolt out with that pin in the rear. I'll wipe everything down with oil. Everything contacts something, basically. Except for the rails. Come on, focus. The rails I'll actually put gun butter on. And the wear points, like, see that big streak of copper there? This corner right here in the bottom left. There's one in the middle there. Just basically anywhere you see the finish, like right there, finish wearing off, I'll put a dab of gun butter. That pin up there, right on that toggle. And then take the frame, and I just put all very light. These wipes are pretty saturated, so you don't really have to go over it a bunch of times. I just literally barely wiped it over it, and it does that. Puts a very nice thin sheen of oil on it that will prevent rusting. And will it attract carbon? Yeah, most likely. But I'll take the lubricity factor that comes in play. And I mean, it's two metal surfaces rubbing together. It's always good to have lubrication in between them. That's just known. That's a fact. I'll put this back together. And then I'll show the AR pistol. Today was a fun pistol day. And then I'll do the same thing. Take a rag, wipe it off so that my hand's going over it like this, or the holster won't get oil all over the place. So let me get that out of the way. Let me get the Glock out of the way. Let me get the SIG out of the way. Now we got our big boy. Same thing goes for the AR. Take it apart. It's just more exposed. I usually take it completely apart. Like I'll take the upper off the lower. Pull the bolt carrier out. Charging handle out. Give those a nice rub down with solvent. Make sure you get it all off with a clear paper towel till it's absolutely dry. Then on this, I do take the oil rag and wipe everything down. Put some gun butter in some certain places, wear points, and close it back up. Basically, that's basically the gist of my AR cleaning. And now they're all squeaky clean, and I'll run a strip of the oil down the barrel. So yeah, that's basically how to clean a gun. You take it apart, number 9 solvent, everything, almost everything. I'll go there. Carbon buildup, you get that out of there. You wipe it down till it's dry with a clear paper towel. Then, depending on what your gun likes, manufacturers recommend if it's supposed to run wet or dry. You look at the manufacturer's recommendations, or you just say screw it and do your own recommendations like I do. You either put oil on everything, thin sheen of oil, and then some gun butter or lube in the right places. And then you put it back together, basically. And again, I always like to run an oil rag down the barrel. It's exposed metal. Exposed metal in air. There's humidity, water, and oxygen. Your gun's going to rust, basically. So, hope this has helped you guys. That's basically all I have. Thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.